Hello people of the internet, and before we jump into this video and then replay, I just wanted to let you guys know that tomorrow is Friday, and at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to have a live stream, and there's going to be all sorts of events going on. I don't have the schedule done yet, but it will be out later today in the form of a video, and you don't have to watch it if you don't really care. But if you do care, well, this schedule is going to be in there. And also, if you're interested in playing in some scrimmages, 7v7s or 10v10s, you may want to watch that because it has all the times and such. And if you're Clan Clone Guy, whether Clan Clone Guy 1 or Clan Clone Guy 2, you may want to watch that as well, because there's going to be some fun games for you guys as well. And if you're in another clan, a random clan, and you want to play, we will have a mercenary match. Now, unfortunately, I don't like the name of mercenary now because it sounds like World of Tanks mercenaries. But they were called mercenary matches before World of Tanks was called World of Tanks Mercenaries. And how it works is it's just a bunch of people from different clans all playing together. And once again, I want to have a 7v7 or a 10v10. So show up with your buddies, and it will be tier 10. So anyway, once again, that will be in the next video out later today, and I will get into more information on that when the time comes. So yeah, anyway, until then, enjoy this video.
Ich träume und die Welt erzittert.
Yes! Yes! Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and today I have the conclusion for Dear Wargaming. Now, if you're here just for replays, there's a timestamp right now that you will see on screen that shows you when the replay starts, because we will have a replay today as well in this video. But this is just quick, just to go over what exactly transpired with the Dear Wargaming, because we did this about a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago actually, and we asked you guys a bunch of questions in that video, and then we put it in the forums and let everyone vote on these questions I asked, or these ideas. And it's actually one of the hotter topics in the forums right now. Look at this. Look how many views it has compared to everything else. So it's pretty gnarly, and it has a ton of votes. So let's go through those votes real quick, and we're only going to consider the ones that kind of land 65% or higher. Alright, with those ones closer to 50% we won't count, because people have their own opinions and are very biased, and so we'll take the ones where the community really agrees. And the first one is, when introducing a tank from PC, please keep the stats within 10% of the original. I worded this terribly. What I meant was, keep the stats within 10% of how it is currently on PC. And anyway, you guys, most of you figured it out, and 85% of you agreed. So there you go, Wargaming. There you go. And I want to do more videos like this, where we ask questions. Like I say things in my video, and then I ask you guys in the forums about it, and you guys get to vote. I think this is a better way of doing things, instead of not telling anyone what's going to happen, then just implementing them and then feeling the rage from everyone. And then I said power creep is important to keep players wanting the new tank. 60% of you agreed. That's not enough in my opinion. So a lot of you guys may have been biased towards me, and just because I said it, so I won't count this one. Next, please nerf the 183mm Hesh to 230mm of penetration. Once again, only 63% of you agreed. It is definitely a majority, but still, I'd say not enough. Then this one. If your premium shells gain penetration, they should lose alpha/DPM, and vice versa, like the SU-100Y and Hesh shells. And this time, 65% of you did agree. And once again, this isn't a huge margin, so this is definitely something that probably shouldn't get integrated, just because it's such a huge split. But then we have these ones, which are a huge landslide. Please return the E50M and AMX-30B back to their former glories. 90% of you agreed. And these 9% down here are the people who've never played the tank and have no clue what's going on. And I guarantee 90% of these people don't even have the tank. They just realize that they know the tank is bad. So then please give the IS-4 some love, maybe a gun handling buff. Once again, 87% of you agreed. Poor IS-4, guys. Poor IS-4. So Wargaming, and I know you're watching this, Wargaming, because you do watch these. You just don't comment, because this is the hottest topic, so you've seen this. You know it. Please give us a reason to play the 113 and 121. Maybe more gun depression and mobility for the 121 and more DPM for the 113. 88% of you agree, because as it stands, there's no real reason to play the 113, especially because the 113 is outclassed by the WZ-111 5A and outclassed by the Object 430U. And then the 121, it is also outclassed by the 430U, which, granted, the 430U has less gun handling and DPM, but it has everything else. So, anyway, moving on. Please limit 1 artillery per platoon. Please, oh please. This one I couldn't help but emphasize. And 77% of the players agreed. They agreed. And yesterday I was in a game with 3 artillery on the enemy team, all platooned. And they just went from tank to tank, killing them. First, it was my friend, Rage Adrenaline. They just went pop, pop, pop. And he died. And they just went around choosing who they wanted to kill. And whoever they chose was not allowed to have fun. Guess what? If one player is in artillery per platoon, and the other 2 are in medium tanks or light tanks or heavy tanks, they're still having fun. They're still having fun. So, I'm just saying. Please remove all AP and heat shells from artillery. This is just so that you just remove that extra RNG factor where, oh, if this hits you, you're dead. You know. People didn't agree. This is a 50-50 split about. Please give artillery Super HE 1mm penetration. Make the Super HE situational. I don't know if people understood what I meant by this, but as you can see, once again, this one was split. But what I meant by that was make it so that Super HE can no longer full pen. They just have the bigger splashes. But people disagreed with that, so that's fine. Please balance platoon matchmaking. If there's a tier 10 platoon, they must wait for another tier 10 platoon. Don't match them against a tier 8 platoon unless there's another to go against them. So in other words, if you have a tier 8 platoon and a tier 10 platoon on the same team, then on the enemy team, you should also have a tier 8 and a tier 10 platoon. You shouldn't have a tier 10 platoon on one team, no tier 10s on the other, and then a tier 8 platoon. That's not fair. That's not balanced. Put the platoons against each other who are the same tier. And almost 93% of you agreed with that. Next, please make tiers equal on both teams. If there are 6 tier 10s on one team, then there should be 6 on the other. Once again, 90% of the players agreed, Wargaming. 90%. See, you guys should have polls like this all the time. You really should, because then you really get to see exactly what the community wants. So that's pretty cool. Now this one they already implemented. Add an option to buy the Deals of the Week's offers without boosters. I would be more likely to buy them without the boosters. Almost 93% of the people agreed that they would be more likely to buy them if they didn't add all those boosters in. Guess what? They did that. Yes, they did. That's actually, I will go show you guys in the news, because it's actually quite cool what they're actually doing. Here it is. Deals of the Week. So what they used to do is when they sold these, they would include like 30 times 3 or 30 times 5 XP boosters, or 25, something like that, and it would jack up the price. So this would have been like 11,000 gold. They removed that. Instead, you still get a 1 crew customization voucher, which is worth like 100 gold, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, thank you, Wargaming. They've actually done this. They've already done this. So there you go. There's one thing that they've done on this list, so that's pretty cool. Next, stop selling reskin tanks. I know this one's a lot harder to do, you know, because you have to come up with something new. Instead, sell the skins to equip on the specific tank. Example, I already own an STA-2, and I would love the Sentry skin, but I will not buy another STA-2. So this is, I will not buy another tank if I already have it. I will not buy a reskinned version. Like, they come out, oh, hey, you already have an IS-6. Here, have the yellow IS-6. Yeah, go buy it for 15,000 gold. No, thank you. I already have an IS-6. What's special about this? It looks different. Alright, cool. No, thank you. You know, instead, if they sold the yellow skin, I would hate a yellow skin, by the way, then maybe we would buy it, you know, and people who already have the IS-6 can buy that. And people who don't have the IS-6, then you can bundle them, and it can still be the same price with the bundle, you know, the tank and the skin. You could still sell for 15,000. Meanwhile, people who already have the tank just sell the skin for 3,000, right? I think you'd make more sales on that way too, and it would stop annoying some people. And then last option, this one is big, and I don't know why you haven't done this yet. Please remove the option to buy premium rounds with gold. Not everyone realizes that you can switch currencies and are getting their gold sucked from their accounts. I've spoken to quite a few people who actually had no idea that you could swap your premium shells over to silver, and they've been playing this game for a while, because there's nothing that tells you can do that. There's no like prompt that says, oh, by the way, you can do this. No, it's just automatically gold. It's automatically gold, and there's nothing that tells you. There's a little button in the very bottom left that says switch currency, but nobody notices that. And 15 people disagree, because I think these 15 people have no clue what I'm talking about. But anyway, there we go. That is what happened. That is the conclusion of Dear Wargaming. So there you go, Wargaming. We did this for you. Here you go. It's created quite a discussion if you guys want to join in the discussion. But yeah, a lot of people agreed with. Some of them not so much, right? But there are some big ones here. Like this one was big. E50M and 30B was huge. IS4 was huge. 113 and 121 was huge. Balance the platoon matchmaking. That one was huge. Deals of the week was huge, but you already implemented that. So there you go, guys. And of course, they implemented this one first right away because it says I would be more likely to buy them. So they were like, oh, 93% of people would be more likely to buy these. Let's implement them. So that's what happened. Anyway, let's jump into a replay now, guys. That was the conclusion, and I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. Welcome to Baja. Today we are in the Skoda T50, not the Tier 10 TVP T50-51. Alright, and we are platooned up with Wits from Nightmare. Wits the G, the legend himself. Yeah, the Skoda. So, back in the day, and a couple days ago, we were talking about the TVP and how it got nerfed way back in the day, and it had like a 3-second nerf. It went from 24 to 27 seconds reload. They did the same thing with this. It went from 22 to 25. It was a 3 seconds nerf. So they nerfed the Tier 10 by 3 seconds, and they nerfed the Tier 9 by, once again, 3 seconds. And I guess that made sense. Both of them are overperforming, so they nerfed them both the same way, by 3 seconds. This one from 22 seconds to 25. However, when they nerfed the TVP again, they did not nerf this thing, and this thing kind of stayed how it was. And so now, this tank, I feel, is better than the Tier 10, tier for tier. In almost every regard. Even same tier. It's pretty gnarly just how good this tank is. Like, we are top tier in this. So you're going to see exactly how well this tank does when it's top tier. Because in TVP, technically, is always top tier, right? Though sometimes you fight only 10s or sometimes as low as 9s. But you can fight 8s as well. But this one is, we're going to be fighting top tier. So you'll get to see what it's like. And this is how the TVP Tier 10 used to feel like. In my opinion, this is how it used to feel like. Exactly how I'm playing this one. And yeah, it's really sad what they did to the Tier 10. But the Tier 9 is still phenomenal. Still phenomenal. Much better tank tier for tier in my opinion. Like I said, I can't emphasize that enough, my opinion. But yeah, here we are on Baja. I like playing this map aggressive. Why am I auto-logging? Oh, you know what? Because I can't aim. That's why. So, let it be known. Let it be known. So Baja, I like going to this position from the other side. The side I spawned on. I don't know what side it was. Was it north or south, east, west? Who knows? Regardless, it's a little pocket of protection you can get into with your faster tanks, and that's what we've done. And it's really allowed us to do some gnarly things indeed. But now we've look at this 1, 2, 3. Nah, only one goes in. Russia, just aim for weak spots, da. But yeah, that's the side of 257. That thing is, its side is better than its front. Honestly, if you fight that thing, you want to shoot it in the front or the rear. Don't shoot it in the side. I mean, you can go through the side if you shoot above the angled parts into the spaced armor. I know you're told never to shoot the spaced armor of a Soviet heavy tank, but that's a special exception. Anyway, we put 1, 2, and 3. There we go. 3 shots. 960 potential damage in 3.6 seconds. Your interclip is 1.8. Actually, if you want to be exact, it is 1.818 seconds. Alright, that is the exact number. Something I also did not mention is the TVP, T50-51. There was another nerf it received. It used to have an interclip reload of 1.5. That was what was special about it, 1.5 seconds. But they nerfed it to 1.7 without actually telling anyone. 1.7. So now it's only got a 0.1 seconds faster interclip than the Tier 9. Once again, taking away its specialness, so its special ability. And that makes me really, really sad. It really does. It adds 0.6 seconds to the total unload time. 0.6. So instead of it being 4.5 seconds like it originally was, it's going to be 5.1 seconds to unload its full magazine. And it's actually 0.72, 1.72, so it's going to be more like 5.16 is the time. I know, now we're getting into really small numbers that nobody really cares about. But once again, the TVP got nerfed in a way that the Tier 9 did not get nerfed. So the Tier 9 is just avoiding all these nerfs that the poor Tier 10 is getting. And so yeah, this tank is a beautiful vehicle. And if you really don't like your TVP T50-51, then I encourage you to take a step back, play this for a little while, see what you think. See if you like this one better, because I certainly do. This is a much better vehicle in my opinion. A much better vehicle. Tier for tier. Obviously, if you're going to go up against a TVP, or should I say, if you're going to go up against like a Super Conqueror, you'd probably rather be in a TVP. But maybe you wouldn't. Because once again, you've got a 31-second reload in the Tier 10. And you have a 25 seconds reload in the Tier 9. So once again, maybe you would rather that faster reload. But who knows? Because then you could do things like shoot a couple off and then go for a reload right after and not worry. It's less awkward. So maybe, I don't know. Or what would you rather? So maybe perhaps even not tier for tier. This tank is just better. Maybe this tank is just better in general. But probably not. I think the TVP is still better. I think it is still quote unquote better. But hey, you know, with this tank you're guaranteed to always fight 9s, right? You're gonna fight 9s. It's gonna be 9s. Unless matchmaking just screws you and you're the only one in a tier 10 game. But you're always going to fight 9s. Meanwhile, if you're in the TVP, you're always going to fight tier 10s. Am I right? So that's where this tank is better. Because you'll always have same tiers to fight. And you'll almost always have 8s to fight as well. And then, quite often, you'll have 7s to fight. So, yeah, this tank is better. This tank is better. For that reason. Like, oof. Going up against the Tiger 1 with this? Oof. That's gnarly. Because you can't clip them out, granted. But then again, a TVP can't clip out a Tiger 2. And you're going to reload faster than the TVP to finish the job on the Tiger 1. Meanwhile, the TVP is going to take longer, 6 seconds longer, before finally he can finish the job on the Tiger 2. So keep that in mind. Plus, in this tank, you fight Onis. And meanwhile, in the TVP, you can fight Ohos. So yeah, you know, you've got, this is just, it's such a good tank. It's a good tank. And look at the gun. The gun is great, too. And we've just been going around shooting things. That's just been what we've been doing. Now we're going after this guy. The game is already about over. Not even paying attention, but we were just talking about the nerfs that make me sad. But the Skoda, the nerfs they gave it, it's fine. The tank still performs fine. And once again, I think it's the same thing as the TVP. You know, the first nerf was fine. The second nerf was way overkill, but watch what we can do when we get to the side of this guy. 1, 2, 3. Gnarly. That's crazy. That's crazy what you can do with this. How quickly this thing can just destroy you. We get to a side. Any other autoloader, he might have reloaded and finished me out. Oh, there goes Wits getting shotgunned by artillery. You will not die in vain, Wits. You will not die in vain. I will avenge you. I don't think he was expecting the artillery to be right there. I wasn't either. I would have expected him further back in the corner, but he wasn't. He was sitting there waiting to shotgun. But we're going to reload and put a couple shells in this guy. Just kidding. Just one into him because he took damage before, and he goes down. No problem. We finish him off. And we pick up a pretty nice game. Not a bad game in any shape or form at all, but I hope this was enough to satisfy your replay needs. We make 43,000 credits. Ace Tanker, 5,700 damage, 1,800 assist, not too shabby. 5 kills. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. And going back to Dear Wargaming, the conclusion, what did you guys think? Were some of those votes surprising to you? And do you hope to see some of those implemented? And do you want to see more Dear Wargamings? Because I certainly would. Especially if they implement more of these things, I will definitely be doing more of those. But that's it. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow night. Check out Space Edit. Check out GotADingy. And I will see you guys all later. Peace out.